video. So today I thought I would video a tack up and ride with me. I've also got the GoPro, so I'll use some clips off that. Today I'm riding Kira, who's here. Today I'm riding Kira and my mum's going to be riding Phoenix as well. We're riding in their homemade dressage arena on the grass. So yeah, I'll just bring you guys along with me. So yeah, first of all I come and get Kira and take her across the road to groom her and tack up. So I'm now just taking her across the road, and then once we're across the road you'll see I start by picking her hooves out, and then I clear that all up with a brush just so she doesn't re-stamp it in. And then I put her some hoof oil on, not particularly for any reason, Phoenix needs it more, but it just looks nice. Now I'm taking her rug off. And then I just brush her all over with a body brush, and I've already brushed her mane and tail quickly. And then that's pretty much it for grooming, so I start tacking up. First go and grab her boots. These are just some Lemure brushing boots. So yeah, I just put them on obviously both sides, and then once I've done this, and then obviously I go back to the tack room and I start by grabbing a saddle pad. Chose the blush pink dressage square today because obviously we're doing flat work, and I first go and put her saddle on. So I obviously just start by making sure it's sat in the right place comfortably on her back. Just adjust all the saddle pad and everything, and then I put the girth on. So I've just got a short girth on obviously because it's got the longer straps. I just start by doing that, and then obviously I go round to the other side and just check the saddle's sat right, and then I go around and do the girth up on the other side. Here she was just trying to walk off a bit even though she was tied up, so I just pulled her back and took all the girth straps in, make sure everything's where it should be. And now I go and put my boots on, which I keep in the tack room, so I just swap into my long riding boots. And then the last thing I usually put on for Kira is her bridle, so I just grab that off the hook and take that out to her and pop it on her. She's always quite good to put the bridle on. She doesn't try and walk off, and she lets me put it on quite easily usually. So for flat work she's just in a hanging cheek, because we used to have her in just a plain snaffle and she just chewed it a lot. Not that the hanging cheek should make a lot of difference, but since she's been in the hanging cheek we've found she's been a lot better, so we've just never really had a reason to change it. And she's just in a plain Cavesson bridle. So that is now Kira all tacked up and ready to go. So I just pop her head collar back on a minute while I go and get my gloves. And then we're about ready to take her back across the road. So as I said, I've just been and popped my gloves on. Don't know where the clip of that is. So I'm just undoing her now, and then we walk them both across the road because there's lots of gates to do, so there's no point riding. So here we are going down the drive. And across the bridge. So we're now across the road. So obviously before I get on, I just tighten the girth, tuck all the girth straps in so I don't catch them with my legs or anything, trying to stop her from eating grass. The grass is always greener in here. But they try their best to get their heads down. Then obviously undo my stirrups, and then I do just use, we have an old cross country jump, we just use that to get on because we do have a mountain block, but it's currently being used keep our shed door shut. So I just use this big old cross country, just huge step up onto that. And then Kira's quite good to get on. She usually just stands still while I sort myself out. And then obviously to start with, I just walk around on a looser rein, try and get her head low, although to start with, she's not very good at this at all. So I just do a couple of laps of walk on both reins to get her going and loosen her up. And then I've just popped her into trot, so obviously this is a bit later on, but I'm not showing you all the footage because I don't want to bore you to death. So to start with, she's on a looser rein, trying to get her head nice and low, but it's not really Kira's strong point. So today I was actually planning on working on canter upwards and downwards transitions, and we did, but not really as much as I'd like to. But it just, Kira wasn't in a very good mood this day. Although looking back at the clip, she doesn't look as bad as what I felt she felt. But she just, yeah, she wasn't really playing ball this day, so she put it down as a bad day, and yeah, left it at that. So I've just done some circles. I like to get them doing lots of movements. Start with get them bending, changing the rein again, and then I've changed the rein again. I'm still trotting round. I think I'm taking more of a contact now, getting her on the contact. So here I'm starting a 3-loop serpentine. So just get her thinking, because if I don't keep Kira's mind busy, that's when she starts getting naughty. So I do lots of movements, lots of circling, lots of serpentines. Get her thinking and bending. So I have to keep away from the track a bit because Phoenix is there. So yeah, lots of 10-meter circles, really get her bending around the leg. And then I think I go into another 3-loop serpentine on the other rein. And then I just bring her into another 10-metre circle just to keep her thinking. And now I'm just trying to get her to do a bit of leg yielding, just do a bit of everything in our warm-up. So to start with, she wasn't moving off the leg very well, as you can see there. She just dipped out of the arena and went out the wrong side. Changing the rein again. As you can see, every so often she just brings her head up off the contact. That's what we're trying to stop, because in dressage tests she tends to be a bit of a head nodder. There she just did some leg yielding and she felt a lot better there. So I'm just letting her have a walk. Straight back into trot. I did walk for a bit longer than that. And this was our, I believe, our first canter transition, and she actually did that really nicely. I was quite happy with that one. I'm about to run over Phoenix by the looks of it. I know, I'm fine. So canter down the long side. And then what do we do next? Just circle her down this end, and yeah, she's quite nice. She's going quite nicely actually this time. I remember it being a lot worse. So I then bring her into trot over X. She's always quite good at this. Quite likes coming back into trot over X. Kira's little thing. So that was also quite a nice transition. I don't know why I remember it being so much worse than it was, to be honest. I remember being quite reluctant in the downwards canter transitions. So I'll see as we go on. So you get worse. As you can see, her head came up a bit there. Oh, another canter transition. She brought her head up a bit then, but not too bad. Straight into a circle. Oh, trying to bring her back to trot. She didn't really listen there. She was quite reluctant there. Having a quick chat with my mum by the looks of things. And then changing the rein again. And then back on a trot circle. Well, that was quite a nice transition as well to canter. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think she's actually as bad as what I make out. She looks a lot better than she felt anyway. There she's falling out the shoulder a bit. I just bring her to a halt there just to get her to listen to me again. I remember that. She was walking and there was a sound behind the bush of someone rustling. Obviously, she just went mental and started rearing round in a circle. I didn't want to include it all, but so I just took her around and walked straight past it again, because with Kira that can become an excuse. I didn't want it to. So I think I'm going to leave you to watch the rest of our riding now. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in a minute. So I didn't include too many clips because I didn't want it to get boring, and we were just doing flat work, so there's not that much to it. So I'm now just walking her off. I do quite a few laps of walking off, although we walk them home as well. But I do like to really walk her off. Try and make her stretch. As you can see, she likes to keep her head up in the air. So I'm not going to show you loads of walk because it'll get boring. So I just bring her to a halt and get off, give her some pats, although I wasn't that happy with her. Obviously put her stirrups up because I was going to walk. My mum was staying on, so I was doing all the gates. So I never take Kira's reins over her head because we've had quite a few incidents when we've been doing that of her just running off and snapping the bridle. So I tend to just keep them over her neck. So now just walk them back to the yard, get ready to untack. So she's now back at the yard. When I get back to the yard, I just whip all the tack off quickly because I like to get it off her as soon as possible. I prioritise that. So I undo everything. And then I take her bridle off and put her head collar back on. And then I just take a saddle off as well and go and put all that away. Oh, Phoenix just whipped me in the face by the looks of things. So when the tack's all put away, I take my gloves off. Here's my dad, he's giving them some cauliflower leaves, and Kira found them absolutely terrifying. See, she's looking at it like some sort of alien. Yeah, she really wasn't a fan of them. So then I just wet a brush and wipe off all her saddle area, and obviously where the girth's been and where her boots have been, because it's important to cool their legs off after riding. Give her girth area a good scrub. Don't really want any sweat marks. And then where her bridle's been as well. Usually she's a bit mardy about this, but it doesn't seem too bad. And where the bit's been. Alright, it's a bit dirty. Then go and get a bit more water for her other side. And then just obviously do the same, saddle area, girth area, legs, and then her face. She's a bit mardier on this side by the looks of things. It's usually what we get with her. And then I just did all down her neck. She wasn't sweaty as such, but she was quite hot, so I just did that. And then I just chuck her rug back on to get her ready to go back across the road. Just stop it a bit. So I don't know if you can hear, it's very windy right now, and I'm now just bringing Kira back to the barn from the stables. As you will have seen, we've been riding, and let me just see if I can get around here out the way. Come on, kids, come on, something silly. I don't know what she's looking at, she's always finding something. as you also may have seen, she wasn't very well behaved today. I'm sure I explained in the clips, but she just wasn't very good. I could tell on the yard straight away she wasn't going to behave. She was weaving and messing about in the yard, so yeah. But then they have their bad days. They're live animals, we can expect that, and as riders we have to deal with that. So I just carried on working through it with her. You will have seen, obviously sniffing the camera. The aim today was to work on canter upwards and downwards transitions, because they're not very good. But I tried to, but no, we weren't really getting anywhere. So just did some basic work with her, lots of like, what are you doing? Lots of turning and different movements just to keep her mind active, because if you just go round and round with Kira, she'll just play up because she gets bored. Got overactive mind, haven't you, Kira? So yeah, I think that's everything. I'm just going to put away because we are just stood outside the barn, and then I'll speak to you in a minute. Don't bite it. So she's now back in the barn. So that's the end of our riding routine, isn't it, kids? Yes. She's not in a good mood today at all. Are you? No. Oh, was it tiring? You didn't do much because I couldn't get you to do anything. So that's everything then. That is the end. So that's the end of our riding routine. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye.